Weather coverage you can count on with Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna and the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
There's the potential for several inches of rain as Ida gets closer to North Alabama next week. But until then, we've got views like this. Just a few clouds off in the distance here in Huntsville and a lot of blue sky, some haze and humidity. Our temperature at 88 degrees, but it's feeling in some spots like, again, we are close to the triple digit mark, feeling like 99 in Muscle Shoals, 98 in Athens. Huntsville, it's feeling like 94. Scottsboro, 98. It's feeling like 88 though right now in Guntersville, 93 in Fort Payne. So it is seasonable outside in the sense that temperatures are close to average for highs, and overnight tonight temperatures will be close to the average for lows as well. The Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network also shows us something that is pretty typical for us this time of year, and that's a couple of showers and storms popping up. Although I don't see much in the way of thunderstorm activity here. I see a couple of showers moving through Morgan and Limestone counties. One of those showers just west of Decatur, another tracking away from Athens, continuing to fizzle as it does so. So rainfall impacts for Friday Night Football looking minimal. And same thing goes if you're planning on spending some time out on the deck by the grill. 84 degrees at 6 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, we're down to 80 degrees. It is still humid, but at least it is still dry in the sense that we don't have any rain expected. Now, this data source begs to differ. This one showing some widespread showers and storms here, especially for our eastern counties by 10 o'clock. This is not a trend that I see in most data sources, so we're going to be on the drier side of this forecast. So take that with a grain of salt, what you're seeing there. As we go through the rest of tonight, regardless, any shower activity fades with the loss of daytime heating. We start our Saturday dry. And then once we get into the afternoon, here you go, the chance for a couple of showers and storms is back with us, but it's not widespread, steady rain, just what we would expect this time of year. Afternoon pop-up storms with highs near 90. Now let's get you another update on Hurricane Ida. We've been talking about Ida making landfall in Cuba, and Cuba's not going to really have a big impact on weakening Ida. There's not as many mountains in western Cuba as there are in eastern Cuba. Typically, when a hurricane or a tropical storm, any tropical system, interacts with land, it can cause it to weaken pretty quickly, but we really don't see that happening much here with Ida. Ida continues this track off towards the northwest. At last check, though, 80-mile-per-hour maximum sustained wind. It is moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. Let me show you this overlaid with some of that future radar. So the rainfall side of this storm as it's tracking towards the northwest. Category 4 before landfall in Louisiana. That is not only a major hurricane, but it is one step up. Minimum threshold for a major hurricane is Category 3 winds of exceeding 110 miles per hour. Timestamp on this, I've stopped this just right around noon on Sunday. That's just before landfall. And once Ida does move inland, it makes this curve off towards the north and eventually northeast, and it gets pretty close to North Alabama. The exact track of this is still to be determined, so we can still see a little bit of wiggle room here in the coming days. But most data sources do agree that Ida gets pretty close to North Alabama as a tropical depression. Flooding and flash flooding are potential impacts. Also, that potential for spin-up tornadoes as Ida gets closer because we are so close to that center of circulation, and also just some downright gusty wind. The closer we are to the center of circulation, the stronger the wind is going to be. And then look at all of the rain that we've still got in place by 10 o'clock Tuesday night. When I say all of that rain, this is what I mean. Closer that you are to Mississippi, the higher the rainfall totals are going to be. Over 5 inches expected on the higher end, 3 to 4 inches of rain expected as you get closer towards the Georgia-Alabama state line. So the Shoals, Lincoln County, I think are going to be hardest hit by the rain, and all of us can feel those wind impacts and also that potential for tornadoes. There's no outlined risk for severe weather at this point, a little too far in advance for that, but just be expecting a very busy, active, wet day at the very least Tuesday into Tuesday night. Right now, it's an 80% chance of rain on Tuesday. Until then, make the most of your weekend. It is dry for the most part. For the time being, we're down into the lower 80s once Ida rolls through with all of that rain next week. You can always listen for your forecast. News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.